Life for Mind presents. Ever wondered if you might be a lone wolf in a society that values the pack? It's quite the intriguing concept, isn't it? This notion of being a lone wolf in our bustling social world. Not everyone fits snugly into the conventional mold, the accepted social norms, and guess what? That's perfectly okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's a unique path, a journey all its own, so buckle up, folks. Today we unravel the 13 characteristics of those destined to be lone wolves. Characteristic number 1, you value solitude. This does not mean you're antisocial or dislike people. On the contrary, those who cherish solitude often have a deep appreciation for the company of others. But they also understand the importance of spending time alone, to reflect, recharge, and connect with their inner selves. Solitude is seen not as a punishment but as a precious opportunity to grow and flourish. Moving on to characteristic number 2, being self-sufficient. Lone wolves are not reliant on the approval or assistance of others. They are comfortable standing on their own 2 feet, facing challenges head-on, and finding their own solutions. This self-sufficiency extends to their emotional lives as well. They are not afraid of their own company, and they do not need constant reassurance from others to feel valued or loved. And finally, we get to characteristic number 3, a strong sense of independence. This trait is almost synonymous with being a lone wolf. Independence is not about isolation, but rather about the ability to make your own decisions, follow your own path, and live life on your own terms. It's about having the courage to trust in your own judgment, and the strength to stay true to your own values, even when the world tries to sway you in another direction. These are just the first few signs. Let's continue. Moving on to characteristic number 4, you are an introvert. Now, being an introvert doesn't mean you're shy or antisocial. Rather, it's about where you get your energy from. If you're an introvert, you recharge by spending time alone. You prefer deep, meaningful conversations over small talk. You enjoy your own company and often need time to process your thoughts and feelings. As an introvert, you may find yourself feeling drained after spending too much time in social settings, especially those with large groups. This is a key characteristic of a lone wolf. Coming to characteristic number 5, you are introspective. This means you have a tendency to analyze your thoughts and feelings. You're an observer who likes to dive into the depths of your mind, and you're not afraid to ask yourself tough questions. You're not just living life, you're constantly pondering its meaning. This introspection can lead to a greater understanding of yourself and the world around you. However, it can also make you feel detached, as if you're an outsider looking in. This quality of self-reflection and introspection is another trait that sets lone wolves apart. Lastly, characteristic number 6 is having a unique perspective on life. As a lone wolf, you see the world differently than most people. You tend to question the status quo and aren't afraid to carve your own path. You value authenticity and believe in living life on your own terms, even if it goes against societal norms. This unique perspective can sometimes make you feel misunderstood or out of place, but it's also what makes you stand out from the crowd. Lone wolves are often innovators and changemakers who aren't afraid to challenge conventional wisdom. These characteristics, being an introvert, introspective, and having a unique perspective, can greatly affect how you interact with the world. They can shape your relationships, your career, and your overall approach to life. They can make you feel like a lone wolf, wandering on your own, but also free to explore the vast wilderness of your own thoughts and dreams. But the list doesn't end here. Characteristic number 7, you have an unquenchable thirst for freedom. The lone wolf is not one to be confined by the chains of societal norms or expectations. They yearn for the open road, the uncharted path, the limitless sky. This thirst for freedom is not limited to physical space. It extends to the freedom of thought, of expression, of being. They value the ability to make their own decisions, to forge their own path in life. This relentless pursuit of freedom often sets them apart from the pack, leading to the solitary life of a lone wolf. Characteristic number 8, you have a distaste for small talk. The lone wolf is a creature of depth and substance. They have little patience for the shallow waters of mundane conversation. They crave deeper connections, meaningful dialogues, and thought-provoking discussions. Small talk feels like an unnecessary distraction, a waste of precious time that could be spent exploring the mysteries of the universe or delving into the depths of their own psyche. This aversion to small talk can make them seem distant or aloof, further reinforcing their lone wolf status. Characteristic number 9, you are often misunderstood. The lone wolf is a complex creature. They think differently, they see the world through a unique lens, and they often march to the beat of their own drum. This can make them difficult to comprehend for those who are used to moving with the crowd. Their unconventional ways and perspectives are often misconstrued, leading to misunderstandings and misconceptions. They are frequently labeled as weird or eccentric, but the truth is, they are simply different. And it is this difference, this misunderstood uniqueness, that often leads them down the path of solitude, the path of the lone wolf. Are you relating to these characteristics yet? Moving forward to characteristic number 10, you are highly empathetic. This trait is not common among all, but it's a defining feature of those destined to be lone wolves. They feel in a way that others don't, understanding and sharing the feelings of others on a deep and intuitive level. There's an uncanny ability to perceive the emotions and energies of those around them. But remember, this empathy isn't always a blessing. It can be a heavy burden to bear, often leading to overwhelming feelings of sadness and distress when exposed to the pain and suffering of others. Next up, characteristic 11, is having a strong urge to help others. This goes hand in hand with their empathetic nature. Lone wolves feel compelled to alleviate the suffering they so deeply understand. They are often found in roles that allow them to help others, whether it's volunteering at a local shelter, offering a listening ear to a troubled friend, or working in a profession that caters to the well-being of others. Characteristic 12, being highly creative, is another hallmark of the lone wolf. They have an innate ability to think outside the box, to see the world in unique and fascinating ways. This creativity can manifest itself in various forms, whether it's art, music, writing, or even problem-solving. They often find solace and expression in their creative pursuits, setting them apart from the rest of the pack. Finally, characteristic 13, a strong connection with nature. Lone wolves feel a deep and profound bond with the natural world. They find peace and solace in the quiet of the woods, the rhythm of the ocean, or the majesty of a mountain range. This connection often fuels their desire for solitude, allowing them to recharge and find balance away from the hustle and bustle of society. So, how many of these characteristics resonate with you? Let's recap the 13 signs you might be a lone wolf. First, we've talked about your preference for solitude. You find peace in your own company, and you're not afraid of being alone. This leads to the second characteristic. You're self-sufficient. You rely on yourself and trust your abilities to navigate life's challenges. Third, you're an introspective individual. You spend time reflecting on your thoughts and feelings, which aids in your personal growth. Fourth, you're an independent thinker. You don't blindly follow the crowd. Instead, you form your own opinions and stand by them. Fifth, you're a nonconformist. You don't feel the need to fit into societal norms and expectations. Sixth, you're highly creative. You have a unique perspective and express it through various forms of creativity. Seventh, you're emotionally resilient. You face adversity with strength and bounce back from setbacks. Eighth, you're a truth seeker. You're not content with superficial information. You dig deeper to uncover the truth. Ninth, you're a problem solver. You approach challenges with a solution-oriented mindset. 10th, you're a risk taker. You're not afraid to step out of your comfort zone to achieve your goals. 11th, you're a visionary. You have a clear vision for your life and work relentlessly towards it. 12th, you're highly adaptable. You adjust to changes with ease and flexibility. Finally, the 13th sign is your connection with nature. You feel a deep bond with the natural world and seek solace in its tranquility. Understanding and accepting oneself as a lone wolf is essential. It helps us embrace our uniqueness, leverage our strengths, and navigate life authentically. It's not about isolation, but about self-reliance, independence, and personal growth. Remember, being a lone wolf doesn't mean you're alone. It means you're strong enough to stand on your own,